Hello everyone, my name is Cameron Stevens and I'm a local real estate agent here in Los Angeles and the owner of Stevens Real Estate. Today I want to talk about estimates and kind of have a conversation around algorithms estimating prices as well as the pros and cons to something like Zillow's Zesimate and Redfin has an estimate, or these other syndicate websites that do have these public-facing price estimates for the value of a home. First off, we have to lay the ground rules to what the actual true value of a home is. See, the only number for the value of a home is this. It is the highest amount of money that a willing and able buyer chooses to spend on that home. That's because real estate is considered real property, which differs from personal property insofar as there cannot be more than one of a single thing. And that single thing in this case is a house, but more importantly, the location of that house, or rather, the land that it is on, where the house is. So, you might be able to build the same home over and over and over and over again, but it cannot take up the same space as another home, and therefore it can't be exactly the same as another piece of real estate as real property. It's important that we define this because, and if you're starting to catch on, you can see where I'm going with this. There really is no method, no algorithm, no entity that can tell you the value of a home, period, end of story. But of course, this video wouldn't have a purpose if it just stopped right there. Estimating the value of a home exists in all sorts of capacities in the world that we live in, and people will always try to tell you that one method is more accurate than another, etc., etc. However, one thing changed really recently in this market that is putting these estimates at the forefront. Or rather, the fact that they are no longer at the forefront is actually very telling. See, as a licensed real estate agent, I have access to all sorts of tools that consumers do not. I have internal programs that help me search and give me information, but the fact is that companies like Zillow and Redfin have made their entire business models on user interfaces dedicated towards bringing consumers more information faster, more clearly, and quite frankly, they're doing a pretty damn good job. I mean, I can't lie. I will very often use Redfin simply because it can deliver information. If I happen to know it's already public, you can get it to me very quickly. And of course, Redfin is one of the more popular sites that very clearly displays their Redfin estimate, boom, right there at the top of every single house that you visit. That is, until recently. First off, they've relocated the estimate from the top, the very top, to pretty far down towards the bottom. Zillow is actually doing this as well. They're no longer prominently displaying their Zestimates right at the top, and often you'll actually get this little robot guy. He's kind of scratching his head, and it doesn't actually have a displayed price. And what Zillow is basically saying to the consumer is, well, we don't have enough information to give an estimated value. Well, that's not really the truth. What they're trying to actually say is that their algorithms are calculating a price that is significantly, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars, less than what the home is listed for, and they're confused. Now, previously, you might have seen a Redfin estimate at, let's just say, $10,000, $20,000 less than a listed price, maybe $30,000 at most. And, a few years ago, they might have been right sometimes. The house might need a price adjustment and ultimately they might drop the price, or it was just wrong. And then, hey, it's just an estimate. Sometimes estimates don't have to be completely correct, right? But here's the problem. Consumers are starting to take these estimates as basically gospel. They're starting to think that any time an estimate is lower or higher or what have you, that's the true value, no matter what, no questions asked. And, after all, these companies they're pumping millions of dollars into these websites, into these algorithms. They have to count for something, I suppose, But the thing is that for most people, their house is literally the most valuable thing that they own. And quite frankly, no one should feel comfortable making decisions based on estimates that are, pretty close. Look, I don't know exactly how each company's estimation tools work. I'm sure they spent a lot of money on them. I'm sure they've probably even spent more money protecting that information. But if I had to guess, I would imagine they're probably some combination of two things: the traditional comparable sales analysis, and then some type of machine learning type algorithm. So with a comparable sales analysis, past homes that have sold are compared to, whatever particular home that you want to know the value of. And then you try to put a dollar amount on the differences between those homes and come to some kind of comparable value. You try to select homes that are closest in area and size and type and condition and all of these other types of factors. You try to get as close as possible. And then you build out your analysis from there. But despite the fact that this is the method that almost all appraisers end up using, it's how real estate agents evaluate properties, I'll admit it still has its faults. I mean, how much is a bathroom remodel worth? Well, we can probably put a pretty good dollar amount on that. But what about, say, being at the end of a cul-de-sac on a quiet street versus a main road? What about mature trees, a full lush garden that take an extremely long time to grow? I mean, how much is it worth to, say, have a master suite instead of having the master bathroom be detached? How much is north versus south facing? There's so many different factors that are unique to individual people, and they're just really intangible. Well, as for the machine learning part of the algorithm, look, I would imagine that it's probably pretty good in areas of the country where the market moves much more slowly. They've got lots of very similar tract homes that are being built in predictable ways and predictable patterns and predictable areas. So yeah, middle America, sure, I'll trust the algorithm. I bet you it's pretty accurate. But Los Angeles, forget about it. Even your best models could not keep up with the pace of this market and more importantly, the wild diversity of homes and neighborhoods within this city. See, a few years ago, I started to get this idea that these estimates were actually so significantly off that they were starting to do damage to consumers instead of actually helping them. I mean, there are certain areas of Los Angeles, for example, if a home is on the border of a neighborhood, or more importantly, on the border of a city, that these estimates could be wildly inaccurate. I mean, a great example, I sold a home in South Pasadena where Redfin said that the estimate was lower than my list price, and I ended up selling it over the list price. But here's the thing, Redfin was pulling all of these comparables from Pasadena, since the home was actually pretty close to the border. And you might be thinking, okay, Pasadena, South Pasadena, close enough, right? Nope. See, they are actually two completely different cities, the city of Pasadena and the city of South Pasadena. One of them has an award-winning school district where every school from elementary all the way through high school is a 10 out of 10 on great schools. And the other one, not so much. I mean, not bad, but just nothing special. So of course, having access to that amazing school district in South Pasadena through property ownership wouldn't just be, a little off, no big deal. No, it is a huge deal. It's a massive deal. It's a huge difference in real estate values, but not to Redfin's algorithm, apparently. I'll give you another fantastic example. I recently sold a custom-built 1959 mid-century home that was truly special, one of a kind, an architectural gem. Listed at $949,000, I sold it for $1.215 million. Why? Because I understand the value of mid-century modern architecture when, it is truly a one-of-a-kind home, and I understand the people that chase after these types of homes, and I understand that demand. Now, Zillow had the home estimated at $886,000 the entire time it was listed. If you were an uneducated consumer and you're not working with a smart and connected real estate agent, you might have thought, hey, the home is way overpriced, and maybe you would have tried to submit a lowball offer, and well, considering where it sold at, you can see how far that would have gotten you. Now, of course, I'm doing a lot of harping on these estimates being low, but that's just simply the market that we're in right now. It's moving fast and prices are appreciating quite quickly, and not even appraisers can really keep up. But there will be a time when the market stabilizes where we enter a time where the estimates are overestimating value. It's happened in the past, and it certainly can happen again in the future. I mean, the easiest scenario to imagine is just that, none of these algorithms can actually know what the state of a home actually is. They can't tell what kind of shape the roof is in. They can't tell if the paint is a dated color. They can't see if there's cracked tiles in the kitchen. They can't see if the water heater works. But here's the thing. Human beings can tell that instantaneously, basically, by doing some very easy reconnaissance. And sometimes you can actually tell these things just from the photos. This is why algorithms just aren't going to replace people in estimating the value of homes and really doing a lot of things surrounding the home buying and selling process in the near future. I mean, home is personal. Houses are unique. And like I said, for the time being, this is a human-driven business because only human beings can understand all of those little intangible things that, well, like we discussed, that make real property different from personal property, and more importantly, how to truly value the space that people live, work, play, cook, sleep, and dream in. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something about home value estimations. You got my, really honest opinion on them for sure. And, hey, if you did learn something, be sure to like, subscribe, follow whatever platform that you're on. And, if you found this especially valuable, I would really incredibly appreciating you sharing this video with somebody that might benefit by connecting with me. It's super simple. On my website, there's a button. You just click book a consultation, and that connects directly to my calendar. At Stevens Real Estate, we offer a few value-adding programs for both buyers and sellers that really no one else is offering. For buyers, we put together an entire marketing plan that paints you as the right buyer for your dream home. We can help recommend local lenders that will fit your financing situation, even if you happen to be freelance. And do not worry about the inspections. We've got you covered. They're free, all of them, no questions asked. And if you're looking to sell your home, we offer the ability to remodel now and pay when you sell with zero fees, no interests, no upfront costs. Plus, we pay for all of the actual digital marketing, all of the photography, the videography, the drone footage, virtual open houses. I do a whole social media campaign. I've got targeted emails. I build a custom website and more. So it's really just an absolutely fantastic program that gets, some fantastic numbers. Thanks again for watching. And if you're not on your phone right now, go ahead and pop your phone open. You can scan this QR code that's coming right up. You'll be taken directly to my website. You can learn more. Otherwise, if you're already on your phone, there should be a link somewhere down there that you can click on to learn more. Thanks for watching.